Okay, good evening to all. Am I audible? Am I clear to all?
Yes, ma'am. Good
Okay,
evening, ma'am. You are
okay,
clearly audible.
thank you. So we'll start within 1 to 2 minutes. We'll wait for, I think four of you have joined. Na? Okay, we'll start. Uh, we have completed the first unit of block 1. Today we were going to discuss unit 2 of block 1, and also the block 2 has 4 unit. So from that we will discuss 1 unit. Is it clear now? Clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, in block 1, that is the basics of designing courseware, it has 2 units. One is instructional design, and the second one is basics of courseware designing. So, in the first unit, we have discussed regarding various models. What is instructional design, then various models of instructional design, and basics about designing courseware and its requirement. Why we are going for designing courseware. So in this second unit, we are going to discuss how we are, that is instructional design in the first unit, and in the second unit, we are going to discuss about the courseware designing. So it has these learning points. The key learning points are selection of learning experiences. In that, how we will select the learning experiences by conducting a survey, then instructional goals and objectives, then selecting media, sequencing content and task analysis, then content development and evaluation of courses. So these are the key points that we are going to cover today in the second unit of block 1, that is in the MES-134 code number. So, selection of learning experiences. So, when we are going to design a courseware, the courseware should be based on the learning experiences or the previous knowledge for whom we are going to design the material or the courseware. That means, जहाँ पे हमें करूचे जहाँ पे हमें गोटे कोर्सवेयर डिजाइन करूचे तो ताहार प्रीवियस नॉलेज कौन थिबो सो दैट बेसिंग ऑन दैट दे कैन कंस्ट्रक्ट द न्यू नॉलेज आज जार जदि आम जानिबा प्रीवियस नॉलेज कौन थिबो ताहले हम सेठु जानि परिबा यस व्हाट दे हैव नो एंड व्हाट दे नीड टू नो मोर सेठु हम जानि परिबा व्हाट इज द लर्निंग गैप एंड व्हाट न्यू थिंग्स दे नीड टू नो एंड अगेन their interest, their strength, their weakness, everything we can assess. So this is a very important aspect, the selection of learning experiences. So for that, first of all, we have to conduct a survey. Before this also, we have discussed why we are conducting a survey for the students. Because suppose one particular population of student we have chosen, suppose for secondary or for the MA education program. Suppose we are going to design a courseware. That means those who are preparing or designing the courseware, they should know about the target group. That means the MA education, the students, those who are interested or those who are enrolling are going to enroll in the MA education course. The designer must know about them. କାହା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ତିଆରି କରିବି କୋର୍ସୱେୟାରଟେ ତିଆରି କରିବି if I am invited for that ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ କାହା ପାଇଁ ତିଆରି କରିବି first thing it comes to mind yes I am going to prepare for a graduate student those who are interested to pursue the MA education course ତା ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଏବେ କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଗଲି ଯାହା ପାଇଁ ବି ମୁଁ କୋର୍ସୱେୟାର କରୁଛି they are graduates and graduate students ସେମାନଙ୍କ କିଛି କିଛି ଫିଲ୍ଡରେ ସେମାନେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଗ୍ରାଜୁଏସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି and may be arts may be science may be commerce the target group को ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଗଲି they are graduate students after that they are now going to enroll for MA education course now they are going to pursue MA education course so for that what kind of experience they have ସେ ଯୋଉ ପିଲା ଆସିବେ ଏଠି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ କଣ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଥିବ what kind of experience they have any graduate means and a graduate student how we can relate them with the education sector now all of us has completed our school education we have taught all the subjects there then in +2 we have chosen our stream like arts or science or commerce after that we did our graduation by taking some kind of elective paper or honors paper or special paper anything now we are coming to do MA education course then if I am from any graduation and now I am going to or I am interested to pursue the MA education course then what is my learning needs who am I se target group kiye tar interest kothre se kon kon ଜାଣିଥିବ ବୋଲି ଆମେ ଭାବୁଛେ से को बैकग्राउंड आसी सेठी से एजुकेशन विषय केते जानिबार स्कोप रही से निजे जते बड़े स्टूडेंट थिला एजुकेशन सिस्टम केमते थिला सो ऑल दीज आर द एक्सपीरियंसेस द टारगेट ग्रुप हैज आमे समस्त सेमते एक्सपीरियंस रखी छे ना नहीं सपोज यू ऑल आर नाउ इन एम एजुकेशन कोर्स बट बिफोर दिस did you any of you have the experience of education or not आम समस्त पाखे एक्सपीरियंस अछि ना नहीं
Yes, madam, Achi.
Achi. So just now we are pursuing the course and basing on our experience, we are linking that with the theoretical aspect that is in the material. आमे जहाँ पढ़ुचे आमे ताकू साइड बाय साइड रिलेट करछि yes when I am a student at that time these things are happening is it सपोज मु तुम कोर्सवेयर कथा कथा कहूची एबे तुमे संगे संगे ताकू रिलेट करथिबे yes the IGNOU has prepared the courseware for us is it the same thing that courseware designing has followed all the steps that we are discussing in the theory paper is it so you are just linking with the experience आमे courseware पढुचे and now we are also following a courseware तब निहाती लिंकेज करूथबो कि हाँ ए कुहाउची ए जिनस एमतिया कोन हेछि कि हम डिजाइन जेता करा हेछि मटेरियल हम पे डिजाइन if yes then in future when we will design any courseware then what best thing we will adapt from the existing one and what changes we will made to satisfy the need of the learners तो एटा जो जिनस ग्राउंड रे अच्छे कि आमे थियोरेटिकली सुनले ताकू आमे रिलेट करले कि आम पाखे जो कोर्सवेयर अछि सेटा सेटा को सैटिस्फाई करूची कि नै कोन भलो अछि हम ताकू रखिबा एंड इफ एनी नीड अराइजेस कहा को नै कि से नीड अराइज हबो ना लर्नर्स का डिमांड को नै कि यस तमर 034 कोड रो जो पेपर आमे पढुथिले that has some different components and 134 रे देखो it has some different components because it was changed it was modified by taking in account the present reality the present need of the society and need of the individual कारण जो बहिटा थिला सेतले केमिति educational technology के integrate करा तो that was different at that time କିନ୍ତୁ ଏବେକା କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟରେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ଡିଜିଟାଲ ଏରାରେ ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସକୁ ଗଲେଣି। So on the basis of that, on the basis of the need of the target group and the learning needs of the society, we are changing the courseware. So target group, it was understood, the interest, need, strength, weakness of the target group was known to me. Then the learning needs I could able to find out. Then what is their demographic profile, କୋଉଠି କେମିତି କରୁଛି, କାହା ପାଇଁ କରୁଛି, ସେମାନେ କେମିତି ୟାକୁ ଆକ୍ସେସ୍ କରିବେ। ସପୋଜ ଦେ ଆର୍ students of school, college or any professional members. If so, ସେମାନେ କେମିତି ପର୍ସ୍ୟୁ କରିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ କୋର୍ସଟା ମୁଁ ତିଆରି କରୁଛି, ଅଫଲାଇନ୍ ଅର୍ ଅନଲାଇନ୍, ରେଗୁଲାର ମୋଡରେ ନା ଇନ୍ ସର୍ଭିସ୍ କ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡିଡେଟ୍ ସୋ ଡିଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସ ମୋଡରେ, କେତେ ଟାଇମ୍ ତାଙ୍କୁ ମିଳିବ, ଡେ ଆୱାର ଅର୍ ଇଭିନିଂ ଆୱାର, କେତେ ସମୟ ସେମାନେ ଦେଇପାରିବେ। ସୋ ଅଲ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ ଆର୍ ଟୁ ବି ରେକର୍ଡେଡ୍। କାରଣ ତୁମ ପାଇଁ ସପୋଜ वी आर कंडक्टिंग द क्लास इन द इवनिंग, व्हाई, कौन पे हम इवनिंग रे करछे क्लासटा, हम इवनिंग रे काहे क्लास करछल तुम माने भाबुछ।
इवनिंग रे जेहेतु आमे चाकरी बाकरी करजे किए बेपार करूजी बा सेही दिपाई कराजी मेनली चाकरी आमे कर दियो।
Yes, any kind of profession we are engaged now, and for enhancement of our professional or for our professional development we are pursuing the course. So by taking in account the timing, we have decided that yes, you and I, we all are busy in the daytime, so we'll have class in the evening hour and for 6 period and in a day for 2 hours. So ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ କୋଉଠୁ ସେମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଡିସାଇଡ୍ କଲେ ସେଟା କୋଉଠୁ ସେମାନେ ପାଇଲେ ନା ଦିସ୍ ଡେମୋଗ୍ରାଫିକ୍ ପ୍ରୋଫାଇଲ୍। ଦେयर ଇଜ ଏ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ୍ ଇନ୍ योर सेल्फ लर्निंग मटेरियल कोड जोटा अछि से बहिरे अछि देखिदब गोटे। सो ये केमती इनफॉरमेशन सब केमती पाइबा ना गोटे सर्वे करिबा, सर्वे पे गोटे टूल गोटे केस स्टडी भले हम डेवलप सॉरी हमर गोटे टेबुलर फॉर्म रे अछि बुक रे देखि परिबा हमें। तो सेई बही सेइथरे हमर देई देछि केमिति हमें तैयारी करि परिबा सर्वे पे गोटे टूलटे। कारण हम तो सर्वे करिबा एमती तो जाई कि खाली करि परिबानी, तो पिला विषय हमको जानिबा को हेले केते इन्फॉर्मेशन हमर दरकार। सो जो टूलटा तमर एग्जांपल देइछि 31 पेज रे सेटा अछि सैंपल टूल फॉर नीड सर्वे। सेथिरे कोन अछि ना फर्स्ट फॉर whom I am conducting the survey टिके इन्फॉर्मेशन रहिछि। Then in the section 1 it has two sections. The first section is about the demographic details where it has to be mentioned like name, address and some information or profiles regarding the target audience or the target group, like the candidate or the target group or the target member is a male, female or other, what is the age group, what is the education qualification they have, whether they are in service or not, how they are going to assess this, how they are going to use it, how how many times they can visit the center or when we can have contact classes, how they want to learn through print, through audio, through video or combination of these, what is the duration of the course and what is the medium. देखो एतिकी सब हमें कोठ आनले ना डेमोग्राफिक डिटेल, दैट इज द थर्ड पार्ट। बिकॉज एठू आनिले हमें कोर्स रे डिजाइन जो करिबा ताकर सेटा को करी कि हमें केमिति ताको पे टारगेट ग्रुप को पहुंचे परिबा हमें सेटा चिंता करि परिबा। एंड इन द सेकंड सेक्शन some questions are asked like, have you studied a course on educational technology earlier? बुझीपार ना, have you studied a course on educational technology? तमे आगुरु पढ़िथिलो कि if yes, mention the name and in the institution offering it. So if before this you have read about or you have a paper like educational technology in your graduation or in anywhere you have done any PG diploma course, then you have to read yes and what content you have covered there, or what is the name of the course, so and the institution, so that from the syllabus we can able to know what content you have covered. तो एटा मु कौन हेल्प करिवो ना मैं प्रीवियस लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस और नॉलेज कौन टारगेट ग्रुप पाखरे अछि सेटा हमको जानिबारे हेल्पफुल हबो सो दैट ऑन द बेसिस of the previous experience we can now design the courseware so basing on that how they could learn better in the new situation तो ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ବିଷୟରେ ଜାଣିବା ନିହାତି ଦରକାର ସୋ ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଚାରିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଯେ ହାଉ ଡୁ ୟୁ ୱାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ଷ୍ଟଡି ଏଜୁକେସନାଲ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି what would you exactly like to learn in the field of educational technology do you have any specific expectation from the program so ei sabu jete asigala e gote survey kara heigala kaha upare na jo mane कोर्स टाको परस्यू करिया चाहछन गोटे मास ऊपर सर्वे करा हला एंड बाय टेकिंग देयर प्रोफाइल एंड बाय टेकिंग देयर व्यूज the course designing process is starting माने से बिगिनिंग हला सेठू सर्वे कला पर हम बिगिन करूछ देन कोन करिबा द सेकंड ऑप्शन जे हम जानि गेले कोर्स वे तयारी हबो तमको नाउ we have to specify instructional goals and objectives eta ame kotha hiche in the first unit also we have discussed in the first day also we have discussed so now after setting our mind yes now we are going for designing courses for these particular population of student a particular group pe mu gote courseware kariya ku jauchi now it is clear and what is the profile it is also clear to me and what is their what kind of experience they have that is also clear to me eti jinsa more clear achi so ebe mu jo courseware tiyari kariba ku jauchi tar goal kon rahibo and objective kon rahibo taku mate define karibar achi so before defining that we must understand why we're going to discuss or why we're formulating the objectives what is the requirement kahinga me instruction goal or objective theory karu se kemti amku help karibo so iti tinta aspect re help karibo gote hela teacher ku help kare learner ku bhi help kare and those who are coordinating or managing the course tanku madhya eta help kare so how suppose for teachers teacher who is going to have interaction with the learners to communicate whatever content in there or whatever skills are there in the courseware with the learners so teacher hi gote medium teacher rahile mojire je ki courseware ta ku nei ki pila man pakhare pahunchebe so the person who is going to deal with the student and with the material the person must know about the intention of the courseware କାହିଁକି ସେଟା ଡିଜାଇନ ହେଇଛି ସେଟା ତାର କ୍ଲିୟର ଥିବା ଦରକାର then it provides suitable educational experience through selection and organization of appropriate instructional inputs so ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଗୋଟେ କୋର୍ସୱେୟାର ବା ଗୋଟେ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ବା ଗୋଟେ ଟେକ୍ସଟ ବୁକ୍ ଦେଖୁଛେ ନିହାତି ଆମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ପଢିବାକୁ ଜଣେ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ବା ଆମେ ଆଜି ଯାଏଁ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଛୋଟରୁ ମନ ଥିବ ଯୋଉ ବି ବହି ପଢିଛେ ବା ମ୍ୟାଥ କରୁଛେ ଯାହା ବି କରିଛେ ଅର୍ ହାୟର କ୍ଲାସ କଥା କହିବିନି ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଲୋୟର କ୍ଲାସ ଯାହା ଫିକ୍ସଡ ବୁକ୍ ଅଛି ସେ କଣ କର ଟିଚର ଆସିଲେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଲେ ଓ ଟିଚର ଏତିକି ଆଜି ପଢେଇଲେ ଓହୋ ଏଇ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡାକ କଭର କଲେ ଟିଚର ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ସେଟ୍ କରି ଆସେ 45 ମିନିଟର କ୍ଲାସ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଏତିକି ଜିନିଷ କଭର କରିବି and ଏଥିରେ କଣ କଣ ପଢେଇବି ପିଲା କୋଉ ଲେବୁଲରେ ଅଛି କେତିକି ବୁଝି ପାରିବ ମୁଁ ସେଇ ଭଳିଆ ପଢେଇବି and like I am now teaching to you or I am discussing with you regarding I know whatever there in the block unit 2 of block 1 so accordingly तुम मानंकु 2 घंटा भितरे मु केतिकी जिंस कहिबे and that is necessary for you and केमती ऑर्गेनाइज करी कहबी कहा परे को जिंस कहबी so that ki you can understand me you can understand the course where you can understand the topics to be covered तो सेथि पई I must know about the objective of the program मु जानि छि कि ए पेपर रे ए जिंस अछि काहे की अछि कोन मते तुम मान संगे डिस्कशन करिवार अछि केमिति करिवार अछि all the things I'm getting idea by going through the objectives set for the particular course and now जेतरे मोर क्लियर हे गेला इंटेंशन कोन सेकेंड क्लियर हे गेला कि कोन कोन एजुकेशनल एक्सपीरियंस अछि आ केमती ऑर्गेनाइज करा हेछि केमती मते इंस्ट्रक्शनल इनपुट दबार अछि थर्ड पार्ट आसिला त पर पार्ट आसिला को ढंगरे देबी हाउ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एप्रोप्रिएट मीडिया we must use to impart the instruction. को मीडियम रे मुझे पढ़ेबी सपोज आई हैव डिजाइन्ड ए पीपीटी फॉर यू एटी कोठी मु टेक्स्ट रखिबी कोठी मु इमेज रखिबी कोठी वीडियो भी मु इनकॉर्पोरेट करि परिबी कोठी इंटरैक्टिव क्वेश्चन रखि परिबी और इफ इन ऑफलाइन देन कोठी केस स्टडी देबी इन आल्सो ऑनलाइन केता तुम केस स्टडी पढ़िया देबी जे तुम कम टाइम अछि केस स्टडीज आर देयर इन योर बुक and I am yes, I am just advising you to go through the case study because that will give a clear idea regarding the topic. So different approaches achi am केमिति ताकू आमे आमे जो इंस्ट्रक्शन चाहूचे हम केमिति सेटा पिला मानन पाखरे पहुंचबा से आइडिया टा ऑब्जेक्टिव रु मिली थाए टीचर को देन से भला जहां हमें डिसाइड कर से भला हम डेवलप करबा जेमति मु तुम सपोज गोटे पीपीटी तयारी करची सपोज सम इमेजेस आई हैव ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इन दिस पीपीटी टू डिलीवर द कंटेंट and the skills with you and along with that if I have doing some kind of activity that also I am getting idea from the objective कहि देबो कि हां एठी गोटे प्रैक्टिकल एक्टिविटी दरकार एठी किछि इंटरैक्शन दरकार एठी किछि हैंडसम दरकार सेटा भी करबा यस ए पॉइंट रे पिला गुटी के असेसमेंट भी करबा दरकार अछि कारण पिला केते बुझिले केमते हमें जानिबा ना बेसिंग ऑन द ऑब्जेक्टिव एया थिला ए जिंस क्लास से डिस्कशन हैला then to what extent the student has understood for that we must conduct assessment so out कौन आउटपुट थी कौन इनपुट दिया गला आउटपुट कौन बाहला सेटा हमें जानि परिबा असेसमेंट रु तापर टीचिंग लर्निंग को फोकस्ड suppose I am discussing these points because these are there in your instructional material जो मटेरियल रे अछि जोटा हम रेफर करछे these points are there so I'm focusing on that to get a clear clarity about the contents discussed in the material जहा अछि तापर क्लैरिटी दबा पे मु सेम पॉइंट को बेसी एम्फसाइज दोउची then career program evaluation and revision जेतले हम ऑब्जेक्टिव अछि सेट हेके अछि हम सेही हिसाब रे काम करले एंड इफ वी फाउंड नो some changes are required it is not satisfying the need of the students or learners then we can modify the things so like that way it also helps the learners जेतले टीचर को जदी एते पार्ट रे हेल्प करूथिबो लर्नर्स को मध्ये एहा हेल्प करथिबो हाउ डू यू थिंक एबे के जन मते ते कहि परिबो लर्नर्स को केमती हेल्प करथो टीचर पार्ट टा मु डिस्कशन करली how do you think that it will also help to the learner suppose I have shared the objective from the first कोन अछि की पॉइंट डिस्कशन मु तमु कहि देली ओके मु तम फर्स्ट कहि देली कोन कोन आज की पॉइंट हम डिस्कशन करिबा फर्स्ट क्लास भी कहि देली एति की ब्लॉक अछि एति की यूनिट कवर करिबा ए यूनिट रे ए जिंस कवर करिबा सो एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ता सहित एटा या बुझिबा एटा एमति करिबा ए जिंसडा हम डिजाइन करिबा if it will be told to you or if it is given in the pre material and you have gone through that then what kind of clarity it will give you as a learner anybody anyone
Yes, ma'am.
Prepare
okay.
for assessment.
what assessment की assessment करिबो कहा माने सेल्फ असेसमेंट कथा कहउछंदी लर्नर निजु को असेस करि परिबो मु केते बुझी पाली ए त
हाँ हाँ
ओके आउ किछि पॉइंट तबे से कहउछन ऑब्जेक्टिव जदी लर्नर जानि छि जान कि मु एति ऑब्जेक्टिव ते मोर कोन कोन मु हासिल कर पाली अचीव कर पाली और केते मु बुझी पाली कंटेंट और कॉम्पिटेंसी और स्किल केते एक्वायर कर पाली एनीवन एल्स आउ के कहि
Ma'am,
परिबो
if the yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if the learner know the objectives of the topic, then it will help him to correlate the previous knowledge. That will be very easier for him to understand the topic.
okay so you are telling yes I came to know that today we are today in our class these things will be discussed okay or this objective has to be achieved so now I am starting I'm relating the when we are discussing I am relating the content with my previous knowledge isn't it are you telling that
Yes, ma'am.
okay yes जेतले हमें बुझी गलेनी yes these things are to be covered and being a learner my teacher or the courseware is expecting these things for me then how to achieve that also the learner tries And during the process, the learners linking the previous knowledge or based on the previous knowledge tries to gather the new knowledge or construct the new knowledge. मते जना पड़ला कि ए कवर हबो मोठु ए आशा कर आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू दिस कंटेंट मु ए जिंस करि पारिबी देन मोर कौन प्रीवियस नॉलेज अच्छे तापर केमती मु बिल्ट अप करिबी सेटा लर्नर मध्ये बुझी पारुची एंड द ऑब्जेक्टिव कीप्स learner focused about the things to be covered in that particular courseware. केतिकी लिमिट कौन अच्छी कोर्सवेयर को जिनस कवर करा जिवो केतिकी स्कोप रही मोर शिखिबार एवरीथिंग इज फोकस्ड इन द objective focuses everything and along with that if any challenges or standards to be attended by the learner is clear about that. Yes, mate jinso suppose any one of you suppose they are not aware of the basic computer knowledge, but ସେମାନେ ଯଦି ଜାଣିଲେ କି ଏଜୁକେସନ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ରେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ମତେ କଭର କରିବାର ଅଛି they are ready to take the challenge and create the opportunity for learning. कारण ମୁଁ clear ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ରେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ପଢିବି. If I don't know then also I have to go through different materials to support my learning and I have to learn these things. ଏବେ ଆମ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର नॉलेज एक्सपीरियंस समान नथिले भी जो वेरिएशन अच्छी यदि पिला आगुरु जानी पारछु देन दे आर प्रिपेयरिंग देमसेल्फ टू get through the challenges and create the opportunity for learning. Then self evaluation, if we know about these are the objectives, then to what extent I am able to learn, I'm able to acquire the knowledge and skill, I can evaluate myself, my level of learning. Then prepare for assessment, any kind of assessment when it will help. I know that yes, from these objectives only my teacher is going to assess me, so it's clear to the student. And I'm not given here, but these goals are also helps the manager who is going to manage the course. They're managing that, yes, to what extent the teachers are able to design the instruction effectively and address the learner effectively, and how the resources that is available and used and the relevancy of the material resources for achieving these objectives are assessed by the coordinator or the manager, so that ସେମାନେ ଯଦି ଭାବିବେ କି no teacher कर improvement ଦରକାର, material improvement ଦରକାର, they can modify the things if it is not satisfying the objectives. Now एटा तो जानी गले कौन इंस्ट्रक्शनल गोल काहेकि हमें तैयारी करिबा दरकार, why to design that, then how to design that. Why we have understood, then how to design that. In the previous class we have discussed there is 3 domains. One is, what are the 3 domains? Anyone can tell me what are the 3 domains? Basing on that we are going to design our learning objectives and given by Bloom's, revised by Anderson's. What are that?
3 domain are
behaviorism, cognitive and constructivism.
That is the learning theories.
cognitive, affective, psychomotor.
Yes. Yes, cognitive, affective, psychomotor. चिंता करो लर्निंग थ्योरी माने को हिसाब रे लर्निंग टा होची से द लर्निंग थ्योरीज आसिला. फर्स्ट आमे बिलीव करथिले कि हमर बिहेवियर को चेंज करछि लर्निंग, देन आमे बिलीव करले कि नो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस रे लर्निंग होची, तापरे आसिले कि सोशल इंटरैक्शन रे बेसी लर्निंग होची. सो इन दैट वे लर्निंग थ्योरी चेंजेस फ्रॉम बिहेवियरिज्म टू कॉग्निटिविज्म टू कंस्ट्रक्टिविज्म. बट वी आर डिस्कसिंग इफ लर्निंग प्रोसेस रे हमर कोन डेवलपमेंट होची, सेति में डोमेन कोन कोन रही छी. तेतला हमें गोटे ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट और वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ अ चाइल्ड that doesn't include only the thinking process or the cognitive part, it also includes the psychomotor and affective domain. Literally जदि कहबा cognitive केते चिंता करी कि से कोन सिखिबार स्कोप पाउची, साइकोमोटर हैंड्स ऑन केते करछि केते प्रैक्टिकल केते एक्टिविटीज करूछि कौन कौन से करि परछि को स्किल एक्वायर करि पारला सपोज गोटे पिला पढ़ा से एक्सपेरिमेंट गुडा कहि दोछि बट अनेबल टू कंडक्ट द एक्सपेरिमेंट अनेबल टू हैंडल द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स टीचिंग रो स्टेप्स गुडा बढ़िया से मु कहूछि बट आई एम अनेबल टू टीच माय स्टूडेंट बाय फॉलोइंग appropriate pedagogical processes then here differs मोर नॉलेज आ माने कॉग्निशन आ मोर साइकोमोटर डिफर करछि जेते मु कहूछि बहुत सुंदर भाबे रे कहूछि बट व्हेन आई एम परफॉर्मिंग आई एम नॉट परफॉर्मिंग अप टू मार्क दैट मींस माय साइकोमोटर डोमेन हैज नॉट बीन डेवलप्ड and I have pursued B.Ed course I have pursued M.Ed course now I am a teacher but I have no interest in that I have no attachment with the profession that means my affective domain has not been developed से पर्टिकुलर ये रे मोर अफेक्टिव डोमेन रे एतटा नाही सेति पे मोर से मास्टरी आसलेनी मोर इंटरेस्ट आसेनी मु ताको रेस्पेक्ट करि पारुनी मु ता जस्टिफाई करि पारुनी एटा गोटे जस्ट गोटे एग्जांपल देली बुझिबा पे कि मु पढ़ी की तो बढ़िया कर देली कोर्स रे बढ़िया मार्क आन देली किंतु मु प्रैक्टिकल करि पारलिनी दैट मींस साइकोमोटर डोमेन हैज नॉट बीन डेवलप्ड मोर इंटरेस्ट आसुनी मोर कोनसी फीलिंग्स नहीं कोनसी अटैचमेंट नहीं मोर इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं then my affective domain has not been developed so these three combinedly accounts for holistic development of a child and from that if you take one that is mostly related to our cognitive जब हम पाठ पढ़ुचे first हम cognitive कथा भाबुचे and along with that the psychomotor and affective domain works cognitive टा हमको देखा जाउची बट साइकोमोटर अफेक्टिव ता संगे संगे रहउची कारण जतले मते गोटे हिस्ट्री क्लास रे भल लागुची गप कहला बेलकू मु आउरी रु अधिक अधिक हिस्ट्री सुनिया को इच्छा करूची सपोज कुछ डॉक्यूमेंटरी वीडियो देखा गला मो हिस्ट्री क्लास रे काली आसी कि मैडम किछि मैप रे पिक्टोरियल मैप देखिले तापर दिन आसी कि इवेंट गुडा को सिंक्रोनाइज करके स्टोरी करे कि कहिले तापर आसी रोल प्ले करेले सो बाय दिस काइंड ऑफ सी जो एक्टिविटी कले सेटा साइकोमोटर हेई गला किंतु सेथरा हमें कोन अचीव कले ना कंटेंट हिस्ट्री रे कंटेंट को हमें डिलीवर करथिले ना नहीं किंतु सेरी कोन अप्रोचेस देतले थिला रोल प्ले थिला एटा कोन हसिबो साइकोमोटर हबो ना नै एतरे हमें किछि एक्शन करूचे ना हैंड्स ऑन करूचे ना एटा करूचे ना नै
यस मैम
यस देला ଗୋଟେ वीडियो देखाउ छोटे मूवी रे ଗୋଟେ क्लिप देखाउची तो सेथरे देखला को मते इंटरेस्टिंग लागुची मोर आई कोऑर्डिनेशन रहउची मु ताको देखुची सुनुची मोर सेंस ऑर्गन यूज करली एंड अलोंग विथ दैट मसे भल लागिला तापर मु निजे जले हिस्ट्री पढोची सपोज आई एम ए हिस्ट्री मेथड स्टूडेंट एंड आफ्टर व्हेन आई एम ए I became a teacher now I am trying to or during my practical period I am trying to create a story of that तार माने मते से जिंस भल लागिची बोली मु सेटा करबा को चाहूची मे बी जेमते टीचर मते करते मु सेमते करि परबी और न ताकू और इम्प्रूवाइज करि परबी सो खाली हिस्ट्री पढ़िबा सहित ए सब जिंस रिलेटेड ना नै yes these are related so there is three domains cognitive affective psychomotor cognitive related to thinking process affective related to feelings and psychomotor is related to hands on practices where जोठी हम बॉडी बैलेंस सेंस ऑर्गन्स हैंड आई हैंड कोऑर्डिनेशन ए सब दरकार सेटा हला हमरा साइकोमोटर so then how to state goals and objectives so when we are stating the objectives आमे लेखुचे सब डिफाइन एक्सप्लेन ता से हम डेमोन्स्ट्रेट माने करी की भी देखेबा कथा लेखुचे सो जतरा हम फर्स्ट आसुचे हम एटी कॉग्निटिव पार्ट को इंपोर्टेंस दोचे एंड अलोंग विथ दैट हम अफेक्टिव को साइकोमोटर को भी प्लेस करचे जतरा हम ऑब्जेक्टिव डिफाइन करूचे cognitive रे जतरा करचे दिस इज द लेवल 6 levels are there in the cognitive domain create remember understand apply analyze evaluate create जोटा कि एबे हमर चलची आगु जोटा थिला सेटा रिवाइज हे जाईची सो ई रिमेंबर अंडरस्टैंड अप्लाई एनालाइज इवैल्यूएट क्रिएट ए जो लेवल उडा का अछि आमे सेटा कथा आइतिले सबडु ब्रॉडर कोटा अछि ब्रॉड एरिया कोटा नेची ब्रॉड एरिया रे कोटा अछि को लेवलटा
remember
okay so logically jodi हम establish kariba what is the meaning of this that means remembering it covers recalling the facts and basic concept, definition, meaning, list, names, types names. These are the things that comes under this. And you will find that if you take 10 students in a class, then maximum number of students can able to achieve this level. କାହିଁକିନା ଯଦି କ୍ଲାସରେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କହିଲି ମନେ ରଖିବା କଥା, ମନେ ରଖିକି ପିଲା କହିଦେବେ, ପଚାରିଲାକୁ ମନେ ପକେଇକି କହିବେ. These things are happening in the class. Most of the students are able to understand, or most of the students are able to achieve this level. এটা କାହାକୁ କଷ୍ଟ ହୁଏନି ଏତେ, because whatever we are discussing in the class, ଯେମିତି ଏବେ ତମକୁ ମୁଁ ପଚାରୁଛି କେତେଟା ଡୋମେନ୍ କ'ଣ ଅଛି, so these are the remembering part ରେ ଆସିବ. କେତେଟା ଡୋମେନ୍? 3ଟା ଡୋମେନ୍. No need to know about what is about it. Cognitive, psychomotor, affective. Suppose one student has answered, it doesn't mean that he has understood or she has understood that. जे कहला मु एक्सपेक्ट कर परबिन जे से जानिथिबो बोली, but it is clear that yes, the student know about the different types of domain. एतिकी क्लियर हे जिवो कि हां yes, they know there are 3 domains, and the domains, name of the domains कहि देले. That is in the remember stage. कारण नाटा कहियार थिला कहि देली, सुनथिली कहि देली. But if you ask, what is tell me, give me one example from your textbook that comes in this remember stage. Suppose you are going to teach plant, or you are going to teach educational technology, ICT integration in classroom process, suppose, then what will be the, what content matter or what matters will be there in the remembering stage. सेठी तमे कोन कहबो, what is the full form of ICT? What is the meaning of ICT? What are the components of ICT? Examples of ICT material. एगुडा कासी जीव कोथन ना रिमेंबर स्टेज रे. कारण बेसिक जिंस जने माने बेसिक नुहे हम कहि परिया, जेटा जस्ट मन रखिला, मु देखितिला what are the components of computer, what are the hardwares, what is software, ए सब आसी जीव रिमेंबर. Then comes understand. That means it is about the idea, the concept, the process. এটা ছিল process part রে. কোন করিবা না এথরে এটা ଗୋଟେ process को explain करा जिवो. Suppose teaching process तमु गोटे पचरा हला. Suppose in a constructivism class, so constructive bit class रे केमती classroom process ता होथो तुमको explain करिया को पचारिबी. Then that comes under understanding. If you have understood what is constructivism and how the classroom is in a how the constructivist classroom looks like, then you can explain. कि तुम यदि जानथिबो खाली कंस्ट्रक्टिविज्म नो डेफिनेशन आ किए कहितिले ना वाइगोर्स्की कहितिले जोन ऑफ प्रोक्सिमल डेवलपमेंट, जोन ऑफ एक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट, but you don't know what is the relevancy, how it is happening in the class, then you can't explain me. तो सेति पे अंडरस्टैंडिंग रे हमरो गोटे आइडिया जनरेट हम करथा, हम एक्सप्लेन करू, हम गोटे होलिस्टिक आइडिया. मे बी जने कंस्ट्रक्टिविज्म विषय रे गोटे बेसिक जिनस कहला आ कि जने एडवांस कहि परिबे, बट यदि मु किछिटा बुझिछि ताकु मु ऑर्गेनाइज करी कहि परछि, देन इट कम्स अंडर अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ अप्लाई, जो एक्चुअली मैं एग्जांपल देले टिके सेटा एप्लीकेशन को टच कला, जेमति कि मु कहबी हाउ ए कंस्ट्रक्टिविज्म क्लासरूम शुड बी. If I'll tell, yes, suppose you'll go to a primary class, and if from your observation, what kind of things you will get, so that you can tell that is a constructivist class or constructivist approach is followed in the class. तामाने गोटे क्लास को जाइछ, ऑब्जर्व कलो, कोन देखिले तुमे कहि परिबो एटा गोटे कंस्ट्रक्टिविस्ट क्लास ते. Then you are applying, because in understanding level you know about the role of teacher. Constructivist class कौन होउथिबो, teacher role कौन थिबो, and student role कौन थिबो. You have understood that. Now you are applying that idea to the situation. Yes, I have visited a class that these things are happening. If these things are happening, this is a traditional class. No, these things are these are the class components that is that matches with constructivist theory. That means it is a constructivist class. तो मु जहाँ देखिली ताको मु मैच कर दिबे एबे, तापर मु कहि परबी इज इट ए कंस्ट्रक्टिविस्ट क्लास और नॉट. सेति अप्लाई. देन एनालाइज. Suppose I will not give you information. I will tell, go to or visit a class and tell me what kind of class that is. So I am not told about traditional or constructivist. You will observe the class. You'll note the observation, and by analyzing the observation, oh, ei jinso ta houtila. Yes, these things are happening in the class. That means the role of, it's a child friendly class. The teacher has given autonomy to the students. The students are engaged in discussion with their peers. They're presenting their ideas. They're creating something by them. Teacher is just facilitating the classroom activities. Teacher is visiting to each group. Students are not reading silently. They are discussing among them. They're questioning. They're arguing. So if these things are happening, now I can say, yes, this is a constructivist class, and the role of student this is the role of teacher that was played. तो एटा मु एनालाइज करी कहली, बट मु देखिली नो, the teacher has made the seating arrangement like group activities, but in actually they are not conducting group activities. खाली पिला group रे बसछंती, but the teacher is teaching by using lecturer method. तो ग्रुप रे बसी जीवाटा कि मटेरियल आगे झुले टंगे माने रखा ही जाइची और क्वेश्चन खाली करा होची, that doesn't mean it's a constructivist class. Because my idea, what I generated, what I analyzed from the observation, it doesn't match with the theoretical aspect what I have understood. Then comes to your evaluate. Suppose जदि monitoring रे जाउचे, आमे भाबी के जाउचे ए जिंसडा को होउथबो, गल्ला पर आमे जजमेंट दोउचे, yes it is happening, it is not. Suppose मते जाने कहिची टुडे constructivist class होउची, but I have gone with some standard कि yes ए देखिया को मत देखिबी, एटा होउथबो निहाती, कि सेटा होउनी. Then I am evaluating. Then now you all are, suppose तुमको कहला एटा गोटे courseware कि तुमको जहाँ discussion करहला तुम से material सेटा पाउनो. No, you will evaluate the material, you will judge that, and you will tell, no, these things are not appraised there, these things are not discussed. You will argue that no, for that reason it is not a courseware, it has not satisfied. Suppose a self-learning material, your book, तुम जो course से पढ़ुचो सेटा सब self-learning material, किंतु तुम देखिलो कंपोनेंट गुड़ाक फिजिबल होनी सेल्फ लर्निंग पे, जहाँ जहाँ में पॉइंट आज डिस्कशन करबा, दैट थिंग्स आर नॉट क्लियर देयर, से भला डिजाइन करा जायनी. Then you can evaluate the material. No, it's not satisfying the objective. तो say जो evaluation label, that means justify, stand or decision, then produce new or original work. That means suppose we are discussing about courseware, you got an understanding about courseware. Now wherever you find a courseware, you can say or you can apply, yes, in that cases we can design a courseware. Now after, suppose you can analyze any kind of printed courseware of different university or that, and you can analyze the components, that what type of courseware it is, और तुमको देखि छि इवैल्यूएट करिया को किछि मिली गला courseware कोड, तमे तको इवैल्यूएट करि परिबो, आर दे satisfying the standard of courseware or not. And lastly, suppose in future or in during this period a short courseware, you will be asked to design a courseware, then you can design the courseware by incorporating the points we have discussed here. That is in the creation level. So generally when we are discussing with the students in the lower classes or the lower the students or school education, most of the lower objectives, remember, understand, apply, these things are mostly dealt with. But in the higher classes we are proposing to target or achieve the higher objectives. In the school also they are trying to make the student achieve all these labels, but mostly they are starting from the remembering stage. But at your level it is not so difficult. We can prepare by ourselves for this remember, understand and apply stage, but for analysis, evaluation and creation these discussions are required. तुम पाखे बही अच्छी, तुमको देवे कुहाब पढ़ी की बुझिया पे बहुत गुटे फैक्ट अच्छे जो तुम निजे पढ़ी की बुझी पारिबो, कि गोटे एग्जांपल दबा, गोटे आइडिया जनरेट करबा, गोटे जिंस को हम जस्टिफाई करबा, these things we can discuss here in the classes. Because से गुडा को एकुटिया करबा लागो हमु डाउट आसे, हमु क्लैरिफाई दरकार पड़े. For that reason, for higher objectives we need to discuss in the class. And the lower objectives a person can achieve by going through the materials. And the self-learning materials, it is expected that all the labels the student can achieve by going through the materials. एथिपे टिके टाइम नेली बिकज दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग फॉर एनी एस्पेक्ट तुम जो ठीक जाओ जो प्रकार मटेरियल डेवलप कर जहाँ कर एटा बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट जिनस. And after that the affective domain and the psychomotor domains are there. मन थिबो फर्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कशन करथिली, so I'm not giving more time to that. In that affective domain and psychomotor domain, what are the label? Anyone can speak me, they can tell me कौन थिला सेथिरे डोमेन उडाक, ये सरी डोमेन रे कौन लेबल थिला कि कहि परिबे मते? रिकॉल करि पारछु?
हेलो,
यस.
अफेक्टेड डोमेन 5 लेवल.
कौन व्हाट आर दे?
रिसीविंग, रेस्पोंडिंग, वैल्यूइंग, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, कैरेक्टराइजिंग.
Okay. So receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, internalizing values or characterizing. Okay, these are the 5 level. That means मु जहा कहू छी, suppose गोटे भलो कथा जने रिसीव करछ, I'm just listening that, aware about that, willing to hear, I'm सुनु जे ताको, but responding ta माने मु action देखौ छी, मो reaction देखौ छी, because I'm somehow interested about that, सेति मो reaction देखौ छी. Then valuing, that means I am accepting that. Valuing means I'm accepting, I'm demonstrating that kind of behavior. Then organization, that means now if I'm demonstrating, then in myself I'm organizing how to behave. If I'm accepting that, then how to inculcate that values in me. ताकू मु वैल्यू करूची, कोटा को बेसी इंपोर्टेंस देबी, कोटा को कम देबी, को भले एटीट्यूड मु देखेबी, केमती कोठी कंट्रोल केमिति करिबी. I am organizing myself. Then characterizing, that means I'm not conscious about that, but my attitude मु जोठी भी जेमते भी करे मोर सेही एटीट्यूड का देखा जिवो, because I have inculcated all the values in myself. पर जाउचे कोठी आसम भलो लागिला कथा सुनिले, के दिन पर हमकु इच्छा हला हम सेठी पार्टिसिपेट करले, के दिन पर हम देखुची कि हम सेही भला वैल्यू सिस्टम को इंपोर्टेंस दउचे, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करूचे, कोठी कोठी जाय कहूचे. तापर आउ के दिन देखुचे ऑर्गेनाइज, माने आम भीतर जदि हम से बेसी इन्वॉल्व हे जाउचे, आम भीतर केते गोटे वैल्यू सिस्टम देखा गला, केते दिन आउ के दिन जदि हम बेसी इन्वॉल्व रहउचे, मोर पार्टिसिपेट करूचे, इन डेप्थ को जाउचे, दैट मींस मु बीइंग ए पर्सन सेही भला कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स उडा को मोर रिप्रेजेंट करिबी. मु पूरा सेही भला हे जाइथिबी. आई हैव चेंज्ड माय सेल्फ अकॉर्डिंगली. यदि गोटे पिलाटे साइंस एग्जिबिशन, साइंस कौन एक्टिविटीज देखुची, निजे परफॉर्म करूची, करे पे इंटरेस्ट नहीं कि डिफरेंट ताको आउ के ट्राई करूची, आ गोटे साइंटिस्ट लास्टली होची, दैट इज कॉल्ड, दिस इज द प्रोसेस. आगे मु सुनुथिली, देखुथिली, टीचर परफॉर्म करथिले, मु तापरे परफॉर्म करली, ता भीतर मो भीतर भल लागिला, केते गोटे एक्सेप्ट ऑर्गेनाइज करली, मो भीतर एक्सेप्ट करली, रेस्पोंड करली, ऑर्गेनाइज करली, रेस्पेक्ट करली, तापरे ऑर्गेनाइज करली. Now I have characterized, I have inculcated, I have internalized the values. तो एगुड़ा को कहंती, these are the label by which we are going through. Like this way, psychomotor जदि कहबा imitate, जने करूछंती आमे ताको देखि कि करले. Manipulation, some changes we are doing. Precision, जहाँ भी चेंज ने जहाँ भी कले में रिफाइनिंग करूचे, ताको आर्ट करूची, देखि देखि करूथिली. देन मु टिके टिके मॉडिफाई कली, मते जेमते भल लागछि, बारे मु जो ढंग रे कंफर्टेबल बा इजी फील करछि, मु सेमती कली. देन रिफाइन कली, जो भी जिंस मु एक्सेप्ट कली बा जो जिंस प्रैक्टिस कली, मु रिफाइन कली. आर्टिकुलेट, आउ टिके ताको बेटर करिया को ट्राई कली. देन नेचुरलाइजेशन, जत्ते बेले मु पेंसिल धरबी मो आर्ट सेमते बाहरिबो. सो दिस इज द साइकोमोटर. दिस आर द वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल मु दोजि तमे बुझिबा पे कि कोन ए जिंस ओडा का. So imitation to naturalization. It is clear to you all? Imitation, manipulation,
Yes,
precision, articulation, naturalization. तो बेस रे की रहिला, जोटा कि इजीली सब बहुत पिला करि परिबे, बेस रे कोटा रहिला साइकोमोटर रे?
इमिटेशन.
Imitation, ma'am.
Then after that,
Manipulation.
manipulation. Then precision.
Precision.
Then articulation. Then naturalization.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want more participant from you. I think two of you are just answering. Let others also participate, because empty kale hen tike mana rahibo. You will feel bored if I will talk all the things. Okay. Then affective domain. Ao jo mane acha take kahiba. Affective domain re first stage ta kon asibo? Receive କରୁଛନ୍ତି. Then after that, at a time all of you can say. After that, after receiving, what is the next level? Responding. Okay. Okay. Then after that,
valuing,
then organization, then internalization. Okay. So this is about the three domains and their labels. Then how to write objectives. These are the lower order to higher order. I think in writing objectives you have studied, you have gone through in the first year, I think, in general paper. But I can remember, this is there before also. So okay, so knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. I have taken this picture. जोटा कि हम टिके এটা হিসেবে remember, understand, application ହେଲା apply, analysis ହେଲା analyze, but synthesis টা উপরକୁ ଯିବ create, evaluation ଟା ଆସିବ. This picture I have given, just list, define, recall. এই ভଳିଆ word କୁ ଆମେ use କରିକି ଆମେ objective ଲେଖିବା. ओके, तुम बही रे गोटे बड़ टेबुलटा अच्छी, सेटा तुम फॉलो करिवो. एग्जांपल भी गोटे गोटे देई देछि साइड रे केमती लेखा होछि, जोटा कि मु कहबे एठी जेमते हम कहउतिले, lists the components of educational technology that can be used, lists the components of self learning material. सरला कौन कौन कंपोनेंट रहिबो डिस्कस कर देले. और list name the define, suppose कहबे define courseware, गोटे ऑब्जेक्टिव हैला जोटा कि हमर बेस पर रिमेंबर स्टेज रहेला. Okay, explain the process of design, explain the systematic approach to designing courseware. मन अछि गोटे टेबुलर फॉर्म रे थिला फ्लो चार्ट टाइप रो, सेटा को तुमको एक्सप्लेन करिया को पड़िबो. application or demonstrate or solve or apply or practice or illustrate. So you can demonstrate how to design a courseware. So demonstrate the idea of designing a courseware, or demonstrate the steps of designing a courseware. Then analysis re habo, analysis kariba to courseware ko. So examine the courseware developed by IGNO and write down the to find out the components, or examine the courseware designed by IGNO using the standards. Examine खाली कर दबो. और distinguish between the self-learning material developed by IGNO from other open university. ता माने IGNO रो material कहा ठारू केमती अलगा. एटा कर पारे distinguish the self-learning material or the courseware designed by IGNO from other state universities or sorry, other open university, state open university. सेटा गोटे distinguish हम करि परिबा. Okay, then এটা synthesis, suppose sorry এটা change करिबा हमें evaluate को आसीबा ना. evaluate the self learning material in the light of steps to be followed in designing the courseware, self learning material. तो self learning material कौन कौन step रही छी ताकू ने कि तमु गोटे self learning material दिया हे गला, तमे ताकू evaluate करिवो. सेटा हला तमर objective. creating, developing a courseware for MA education student having educational technology as specialization. So एबे तुमो गोटे डिजाइन करिया को सपोज दिया गला. और डिजाइनिंग स्पेसिफिक एस्पेक्ट को जीवा, डिजाइनिंग ए प्रिंट मीडियम courseware, डिजाइनिंग ए प्रिंट मीडियम courseware और for 1 month. गोटे मासर गोटे कोर्स वेटा तैयारी करबा वर्षकर नुहे. So in this way we can write the objective. Now selection of media आमे बुझी गले objective केमती लेखा हबो. Now we will select the media by which we are going to design the courseware. एटी कोन करिबा two kind of model we can say, that is action. The short form is action. You can see the highlighted letters ACTIONS, actions. This another one is sections. These are the short form. These two acronym used for this selection of media steps. First one dekhiba, what is there? The first step, access. What kind of media is available? What kind of media I can access to develop the instructional material? ମୁଁ କ'ଣ access କରିପାରିବି? What is available to me? ସେ ହିସାବରେ ମୁଁ ଚୁଜ୍ କରିବି କାହା ପାଇଁ ନା ମୁଁ କାହା ପାଇଁ କରିବି, କାହା ପାଇଁ କରିବି ଆଉ କ'ଣ କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବି, ଟାର୍ଗେଟ ଗ୍ରୁପ କିଏ, କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବି, ଏଇଟାକୁ ଆମକୁ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ. जो टार्गेट ग्रुप रही तांको पे मु को जिनस एक्सेस से माने करिवे, दैट विल बी डिसाइडेड इन दिस स्टेप. देन कॉस्ट. व्हाट काइंड द काइंड ऑफ मीडिया आई वांट टू यूज फॉर द टार्गेट ग्रुप, इज इट कमिंग अंडर द बजेट आई हैव डिसाइडेड, केते कॉस्ट आसुची, इज इट रेलेवेंट फॉर मी टू यूज दैट मीडिया, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होउची कि नहीं, कितने कॉस्ट होउची, फिर कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होउची कि नहीं. देन टीचिंग लर्निंग टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस को दैट मीडिया सपोर्ट करूची कि नहीं, डिस्कशन करबा को जो ट्रांजैक्शन करबा को से मीडियाटा केते सपोर्ट करूची. इंटरएक्टिविटी, interaction. Now we are interacting. I am asking some question to you, you are asking some to me, you are answering, I am not asking, but some doubts if you are having, then you are asking. आम लास्ट को रखुचे जेम सेशन किछि कार डाउट रहिला कोन जानिबार अछि, एंड ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस जते मु टिके बुझौछि तुम किछि पचारछि, यू आर रेस्पोंडिंग, वी आर डिस्कसिंग. इफ एनीवन हैज टोल्ड सम पॉइंट, देन वी आर एडिंग टू दैट, we are agreed with the points, we are disagreeing sometimes. So eta कहती interactivity. So that media is fostering or promoting interactive or not. Then organization, केमती ऑर्गेनाइज करिबारे से मटेरियल टा हमको हेल्प करिवो. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो टेक्नोलॉजी जो जिनसुरा काम रखि केमती गोटे ऑर्गेनाइज वे रे ताको हमको यूज करे को सेटा हमको हेल्पफुल हबो. केमती तयारी करिवा, सपोज हमें वीडियो रिसर्च करदा केमती कंपोनेंट्स रहबो से सब करिया पे हमपे सुविधा अछि कि नाही. देन नोवेल्टी, कोन न्यूनेस अछि, काहे कि लर्नर बा टारगेट ग्रुप ताको इंटरेस्टेड हेबे सेटा को यूज करिवा पे. देन स्पीड, स्पीड इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. ने केते क्विकली से कोर्स टाकू सिखिबा पे एटा सहाय्य करिवो. सो दीज आर द कंपोनेंट्स दैट वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड व्हेन सिलेक्टिंग ए मीडिया. Access of media, availability of media जो हमें कहले, then cost of media, then how it will support the teaching learning process, how it will support the interaction between material and student, teacher and student, then how the media will help to organize the content for delivering, then what newness are there, then how quickly or how quickly it will help to discuss all the contents. So these are the action, we can say that in short form or in acronym, actions. It will help us to select the media. And in the next selection, two things are new, that is student. Here in the first there we have combined that in access, who will access and what will access. But here they have defined the first one, that is student, who is the target group. Easy, then what kind of technology is easy to use. So that is only the difference between actions and sections. Then comes to TPCK. What is the TPCK? Technological, pedagogical, content, knowledge. That is in the center. Okay, what is this? So being a teacher, I will say that when I'm going to deliver the content using media, then three things are very important. First one, what content I'm going to deliver? What is the content knowledge I have? I am enriched with the content or not? ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟଟା ପଢ଼େଇବି ସେଥିରେ କେତେ ମାଷ୍ଟରୀ ମୋର ଅଛି, ମୁଁ ତା ବିଷୟରେ ଭଲସେ ଜାଣିଛି କି ନାହିଁ? First thing is the teacher must have enriched content knowledge. Content ଉପରେ ମୋର ପୁରା କ୍ଲାରିଟି ଥିବା ଦରକାର। और the material ଯାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଯୋଉ କୋର୍ସଟା ଦିଆହେବ ସେଥିରେ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଉପରେ କ୍ଲିୟରଲି ହେଇଥିବ ଲେଖା। Then pedagogical knowledge, that means the material that is used or the teacher who is delivering the content, both the things should reflect the pedagogical process properly. That means ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟାକୁ ବୁଝେଇବାର ଅଛି କୋଉ ୱେରେ ବୁଝେଇଲେ ପିଲା ବୁଝିବେ। ବହିରେ ବି ସେଟା ମେନସନ, ଯଦି କୋର୍ସୱେୟାର କରୁଛି କୋର୍ସୱେୟାରରେ ସେଟା ମେନସନ ହବା ଦରକାର। and the teacher when they are following, they should have this knowledge of pedagogical process. That means this content has to be delivered, but how to be delivered, that should be known to the teacher, and also that should be reflected in the courseware. And then the third part, that is technological knowledge. Yes, as we are incorporating the media, the technology in the teaching learning process, then the person who is dealing with that should have the idea about the technologies that is being incorporated for delivering the contents, or the material must use the relevant media for delivering the content by following certain pedagogical principles. Clear? बुझिपारल? कंटेंट को डिलीवर कराहब with through the pedagogical process, किसी teaching process को देकी, and if you are incorporating media, then what kind of media has to be used, when to be used, what is the appropriateness of the media, ए सबु विषय टीचर को धारणा थिबा दरकार। जो कोर्स वे डेवलप कर सेठी मध्ये मेंशन करे आइ थिबा दरकार if it is a self learning material. Clear to you? TPC के is a new concept.
madam. Yes,
बुझी पारले समस्ते?
yes madam.
Okay, so content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and along with that technological knowledge, by combining these three we can go for delivering a courseware. Now ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ସିଲେକ୍ସନ କଥା ସରିଲା, टेक्नोलोजी नॉलेज कथा में कथा हेले, पेडागोजी टेक्नोलॉजिकल पेडागोजिकल कंटेंट नॉलेज कथा जो मॉडलटा मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट हेची आमे तळे ताको आमे कहू जे कोर्सवे डिजाइन करछि यूजिंग मीडिया। देन कम टू सिलेक्ट द हेगला ना सीक्वेंसिंग द कंटेंट। सीक्वेंसिंग द कंटेंट आमे कोन करिबा, फर्स्ट आमे कंटेंट एनालिसिस करिबा, को कंटेंट सिलेक्शन कर देले कंटेंट उडाक आसी गला, ताको ऑर्गेनाइज करिबा, ताको सीक्वेंस रे रखिबा, कहा परे कोन केमती आमे गोटे जनरल रु स्पेसिफिक को जिबा, केमती गोटे आमे अननोन रु नोन आडू को जिबा, केनरे सिंपल रु कॉम्प्लेक्स आडू को जिबा। दैट वे ताको हमकु ऑर्गेनाइज बा सीक्वेंस करिवार अछि। आमे केम जानि परिबा ना मे कंटेंट उडा को एनालाइज करिबा, यस ए जिंस हमकु डिलीवर करिवार अछि बा पिला को बुझिवार अछि, तो सेथिरे कोन कोन बेसिक कांसेप्ट रहइबो, तापर केमतेटा हायर आडू को लीड करिवो, हमको एनालिसिस करिवार अछि। आ आमे आजिकली कंटेंट एनालिसिस भी गोटे बुक एनालिसिस कंटेंट एनालिसिस हमकु भी दिया होची करिया पे टू इवैल्यूएट द बुक और कंटेंट। केमती करछ आमे नै कंटेंट अछि, ऑब्जेक्टिव ए अछि, टारगेट ग्रुप ए अछंती, तो तुमे एबे केमिति से कंटेंट एप्रोप्रिएट नै एनालिसिस करो। दैट मींस इट इज क्लियर टू अस who are the target group, what are the objectives, what are the contents, then are the contents are designed properly and sequenced or organized properly for the students or not, we are analyzing सेटा evaluation purpose रे करा जाउची। but when we are designing the courseware at the first hand, आमे कोन कर देले कंटेंट उडा को सब आडे में कलेक्ट करिकि नै आसिले जो माने कोर्स डिजाइन करछंती, तापर हम ऑर्गेनाइज करछो। ओके ओके एटा कहिबा आगुरु मते निहात ए जिंसटा जानिबा आगुरु पिला माने निहात एटा जानिबा दरकार। जेमति कि टुडे वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट डिजाइनिंग कोर्सवेयर बट और इंस्ट्रक्शनल डिजाइन, କିନ୍ତୁ କାଲି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନାଲ ଡିଜାଇନ କେମିତି କରାଯାଉଥିଲା ଆମେ କଥା ହଉଛେ ଆମେ କୋର୍ସ डिजाइन कला को ऑब्जेक्टिव लिखिबा तो ऑब्जेक्टिव केमिति लेखा जाय आगो बुझा हला तापरे आमे ठीक आसिले सो सिस्टमैटिक अप्रोच ता फर्स्ट बुझी गले तापरे आमे कोर्स डिजाइनिंग आज बुझिबा एंड इन द नेक्स्ट क्लासेस आमे प्रिंट रे केमिति प्रिंट मीडियम केम प्रिंट कोर्स वर्क केमिति डिजाइन करबा ऑडियो कोर्स वर्क केम डिजाइन करबा वीडियो कोर्स वर्क केम डिजाइन करबा आमे बुझिबा सेति काल को बेसिक टक डिस्कशन करिया पड़िबनी बिकॉज ये स्टेप गुड़ा सब आम फर्स्ट डिस्कसन कर देचे तापर खाली प्रिंट मीडियम कला को केमती स्टेप देकी जीवा ऑडियो कला को केमती स्टेप देकी जीवा सेटा खाली आम अप्लाई करबा सो बेसिक आगे पढ़ले तापर एटा पढ़ली सो दिस आर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ कंटेंट तुम पाखरे जो मटेरियल अछि इग्नो मटेरियल तमे ताकू ही एग्जांपल लेके सब कांसेप्ट बुझो बिकॉज दैट इज आल्सो ए कोर्स वेयर दैट इज ए medium of instruction given to you that is a self learning material that is provided to you जति आमे त डिस्कशन करछि यू एनालिसिस दैट बुझी परिबो तुमे माने ओके सो कंटेंट एनालिसिस रे आमे कहि परिबे कंटेंट एनालिसिस करा जाय सिंपल कोड अछि कॉम्प्लेक्स कोड अछि कोटा नोन अछि कोटा नोन अछि को वर्ड को केमति आमे जाई परिबा से हिसाब रे आमे ताको ऑर्गेनाइज कर राखिबा एंड कंटेंट एनालिसिस इज फॉलोड बाय concept analysis sorry yes concept mapping we can say that content analysis पर आसीबा concept mapping that माने केमति तांका भीतर गोटे इंटरलिंकेज अछि ताको एस्टैब्लिश करा हेछि ताको हमें एठी ऑब्जर्व करिबा देन टास्क एनालिसिस माने हाउ टू डिजाइन ए थिंग फर्स्ट हमें जानि गेले कंटेंट केमति ऑर्गेनाइज के अछि तांका भीतर कंटेंट माने भीतर रिलेशनशिप टाको हमें बिल्ड करि परले कॉन्सेप्ट मैपिंग करी की एग्जांपल देखा टिके अछि तमे देखि परिबे निजे भी करिथिबो कॉन्सेप्ट मैपिंग सपोज सोर्स ओपन एज what is that what it has stored how many types of that what it can't be what it can be such as example दिया ही गला so these are the concept mapping linkage कहा संगे केमती अछि then task analysis रे find analyze integrate document suppose मु तम गोटे पीपीटी तयारी करछि फर्स्ट मु देखली कोर्स रे अछि कोन ताको एनालिसिस करली देन कोठी मीडिया दरकार कोठी पिक्चर दरकार कोठी ग्राफिक दरकार कोठी एग्जांपल दरकार आई हैव इनकॉर्पोरेटेड and now I have prepared a PPT for you. I've designed it. Okay, so that is the task analysis. Task analysis काम मते कोन करियार अछि कि सिंपल वर्ड हम जदी कहबा हम कोन करिवार अछि जरा हम कोर्स डिजाइन करिवार अछि देन हम डेवलप करि सालनी मटेरियल टा और इंस्ट्रक्शनल डिजाइन स्ट्रेटजी अछि कोर्स पे डिजाइन हे गला देन केमते को इवैल्यूएट करिबा तो इवैल्यूएट कोन करिबा ऑब्जेक्टिव कंटेंट इंस्ट्रक्शनल स्ट्रेटजीज देके हम आसी गले इवैल्यूएशन स्टेज हला इवैल्यूएशन स्टेज रे जो फीडबैक आसीबो खाली आसीबनी मटेरियल ऊपर से देखिबो ऑब्जेक्टिव ठीक अछि ना नै तापर ऑब्जेक्टिव वाइज कंटेंट अछि ना नै कंटेंट को बेस करके इंस्ट्रक्शनल स्ट्रेटजीज कोर्सवेयर अछि ना नै जदि कोर्सवेयर डिजाइन लागिला यस ठीक अछि इवैल्यूएशन हला फाइनल ड्राफ्ट गला डिसेमिनेशन ऑफ कोर्स गला तापर भी इवैल्यूएशन हे पारे और कंटेंट जब देखु जे सेते कोन रोज ने मीडिया और सब रिसोर्स वगैरह ता संग लिंक अछि सो दिस इज ए इवैल्यूएशन स्ट्रेटजी एटा जनक हिसाब रे अछि इट मे वेरी बट द ओवरऑल थिंग एटा अछि धर्म प्रकाश जे कि 2008 रे गोटे मॉडल रे तयारी करछंती बट इट इज नॉट द सिंगल वे टू इवैल्यूएट आमे खाली जानिबा दरकार ए फडे आमे तयारी करले ऑब्जेक्ट कंटेंट इंस्ट्रक्शन स्ट्रेटजी एंड इवैल्यूएशन एटा प्रोसेस केते प्रकार मॉडल आमे करि परिबा केमती फ्लो चार्ट कोडी बैक आसीबो कोडी केमती सजेशन दबा कोडी जेमती कि आमे डिफरेंट मॉडल्स ऑफ डिजाइनिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन पढ़ले से डिजाइनिंग ए इवैल्यूएशन ना बहुत गुटे मॉडल भी अछि बट आमे जानिबा दरकार एट ईच स्टेप वी कैन इवैल्यूएट एंड एट द एंड वी कैन इवैल्यूएट इफ वी आर इवैल्यूएटिंग ड्यूरिंग ईच स्टेप दैट इज फॉर्मेटिव यदि म सब जगह रे इवैल्यूएट कर ऑब्जेक्टिव लिख चली चेक करली कंटेंट लिख चली ताकू मु देखिली जे फिजिबल और नॉट इंस्ट्रक्शनल स्ट्रेटजी तयारी करली देन द इवैल्यूएट कर एट ईच स्टेप करली देन इट इज फॉर्मेटिव बट सब सरी गला म ताकू गोटे फील्ड रे ट्राई आउट करली आगे मु केते गोटे बैच पिलाम पे यूज करी तांको रिजल्ट को देखि कि मु नेक्स्ट बैच पे करबी देन इट इज समेटिव बिकॉज़ आई हैव डेवलप्ड नाउ आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग इट आउट देन इट इज समेटिव okay so this is all about your first unit second unit of block 1 I think it is clear to you all any doubt in this
yes madam
any doubt
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What we have covered in this unit, unit 2? First, need survey. Okay. What experience they have, what is their profile of the target group. We have find out that, isn't it? Then, what we have discussed?
Instructional goals and objectives.
Yes. How it is helpful for teachers, how it is helpful for the students, and how it is helpful for the managers. Then,
Selection of media, ma'am.
selection of media. Then,
Sequencing content and task analysis.
okay. And after that, evaluation. And when we have discussed regarding instructional objective, then we have discussed how to design instructional objective by following in the cognitive domain, in the affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. So now we got a basic idea about the things to be concerned during courseware designing. Okay. So in the second unit, now we'll discuss about the development of the courseware. There is about four. Today we'll discuss about the print medium. Okay, and in that unit, we are block 2, that is your. So in that unit, we will be also will also in the future in the classes next class we will discuss regarding the development of courseware using audio medium and also video medium, and development of reusable learning objects. Okay, so second unit charta part achi charta sorry second block ro charta unit achi. First one is development of courseware using print medium, second one for courseware for audio, then third one for video medium, fourth one development of reusable learning objectives. Then the points now we will discuss for second one is writing style for print medium, parts of SLM unit, writing style for web, word processing and editing. Okay. ଆମେ ଏବେ କୋର୍ସୱେୟାର ଡିଜାଇନିଂ ସାରିଦେଲେ, ତାର ବେସିକ୍ ବୁଝିଗଲେ। ନା ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ମିଡିୟମର କୋର୍ସୱେୟାରଟେ କେମିତି ତିଆରି ହେବ, ବୁଝିଲେ? ତମର ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ମିଡିୟମର କୋର୍ସୱେୟାର, you all have it, isn't it? Hard copy
Yes,
ଅଛି or
ma'am.
soft copy you have? Hard copy ଅଛି?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ନୂଆ କୋର୍ସର ହାର୍ଡ କପି ବି ପାଇ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି?
Yes, ma'am. We have got.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So take that as your example, or those who don't have that, you can take any of the material, or you can also refer the old that is MES-034 material also you can refer. So that kind of material, how to develop that kind of print medium courseware. Okay, how to develop that kind of print medium courseware. So before that, we must understand what is this print medium, like self-learning material. Print medium courseware, when we are developing, that satisfies the nature of self-learning material. Self means who? Not the target group. The target group will learn the material by themselves and will assess their learning progress. So ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଯେ instructional objective ଏ ସବୁ କଥା ହଉଥିଲେ, important for the learners. The self learning material ହେଇଗଲା, ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ 6ଟା କ୍ଲାସରେ କହିଦେଲି, but it is not sufficient. You have to go through the material. You have to read the objectives. The objectives should be clear to you. Then you'll go by each component, what is given, why it is given, what idea it is generating, what things I must know, what things I must demonstrate. All these things you have to understand by yourself. I am just giving a holistic idea about the papers, but as a target group, or as a student of this course, you will go through the material. So for that, the material should be self explanatory. যেহেতু তুমি নিজে यूज କରିକି ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ପଢିବ, ନିହାତି ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ self explanatory material ହବା ଦରକାର। ତ ସେଥିରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ କରୁଛେ, ଗୋଟେ SLM ତିଆରି କରୁଛେ, କ'ଣ ରହିବା ଦରକାର ନା SLM ଟା କେମିତି, ସପୋଜ ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ହାଉ ଟୁ ରାଇଟ୍ SLM ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ନିଆ ହେଇଛି। केमती गोटे एसएलएम लिखा जाए सपोज ता ऊपर आमे करबा त कंटेंट स्ट्रक्चर टा कोन रहइबो सपोज लर्निंग को टिके हम इंट्रोड्यूस करले देन वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट फैक्टर्स डिटरमाइनिंग लर्निंग then concept of self learning then characteristics of SLM and writing style then writing various parts of a unit so structure of the content will be like this I mean content analysis katha now we have discussed concept mapping also we have discussed and tax analysis we have discussed in the last part now you have to apply that things here so for developing a courseware for print medium first we should concern about the structure of content that means here you can analyze learning को मु लास्ट पॉइंट को नेबी कि अगर फैक्टर्स को डिस्कस करी कि करबा कि सेमते में फर्स्ट हमें फैक्टर्स डिटरमाइनिंग लर्निंग डिस्कशन कर देबा तापर कांसेप्ट ऑफ सेल्फ लर्निंग करी कि तापर हमें लर्निंग की बुझाइबा कि ना लर्निंग टा फर्स्ट रहइबो हाउ विल बी द स्ट्रक्चर केमती रहइबो स्ट्रक्चर टा
learning रहइबो
okay because it gives a holistic idea it gives a broad perspective तापर आम स्पेसिफाई को जिबा कि फैक्टर कौन रहिला गोटे सेल्फ लर्निंग माने कौन हाउ इज ए व्हाट इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ ए सेल्फ लर्निंग मटेरियल एंड हाउ टू राइट दैट okay so this is the structure so this structure should be we need to be concerned about the structure of a self learning material and developing a frame this frame structure आमे पाई गले कंटेंट गुडा कर ताको फ्रेम रे हम पकइले कहा परे केमते ऑर्गेनाइज करिके रहिबो then maintain learner based approach because as the self learning material is for the learners they will read the material they will understand the material and they will act on it then that material should be learner based कारण एटा मो टीचर मान पे टीचर पढ़ी के पढ़ाई पे नुहे एटा लर्नर निजे पढ़ी के बुझीबा पे so it should maintain the learner based approach linking experience that means what experience you have that on the basis of that जो हमें कहूले नीड एनालिसिस करा हे गला सर्वे करा हला तमर बेसिक नॉलेज से माने बुझी गले एंड बेसिक द एक्सपीरियंस कोन रही छि बुझी गले बेसिंग ऑन दैट नो एक्सपीरियंस को से माने एठी प्लेस करिवे सो किछिटा जिंस सब जते व्हेन यू विल गो थ्रू द मटेरियल यू कैन फाइंड जोटी इलस्ट्रेशन दिया हेतबो जोटी एग्जांपल निया हेतबो जोटी सिचुएशन दिया हेतबो जोटी केस स्टडी निया हेतबो सब गोटे एक्सपीरियंस दिया हेतबो सेठी को लिंक करके तुमको बुझिया पे सिचुएशन टे क्रिएट कराइ छि केस स्टडी दिया दैट मींस गोटे अकरेंस को गोटे एठी डिस्क्राइब करा हला एंड नाउ you will if you read that occurrence then you can understand yes what is this तो experience को बेस करी कि एटा तैयारी करा होछि then make the content self explaining and self content ता माने जो कंटेंट को हम डेवलप कले से सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी हेतिबो देखो तुम देखिथिबो पूरा क्वेश्चन पचाई कि गोटे पैराग्राफ जदी पढिबो इफ यू गो थ्रू द सेल्फ लर्निंग मटेरियल देयर इज नो रिक्वायर्ड ऑफ टीचिंग just we are discussing to clarify highlight करूचे now मु तुम संग डिस्कस करूचे I'm just highlighting the points I'm not going detail about that but if you go through the material you'll find the detail so I'm just highlight करची yes एटा एथि में बुझिया दरकार just I'm just orienting you about the material आमे जो क्लास नउचे this is not a teaching learning process this is a orientation about the self learning material कौन रही केमती रही so that it will create interest within you and you'll go through that and you'll give a clarity about the material more जो discussion एबे चल suppose I am discussing you about the 0134 code paper तो मैं गोटे basic idea दो I'm highlighting the points and their importance their significance for you so that oh madam एटा को important कोते जो I have to go through it निहाती गोटे जिनस होइतिबो कारण ते पढू निजे निजे पढूचे ना हम इंटरेस्ट को होल्ड करबा डिफिकल्ट हुए हम इंटरेस्ट को ने गोटे स्टूडेंट बसी कि यस द मटेरियल इज वेरी गुड बट इट शुड होल्ड माय इंटरेस्ट सेति पई गोटे ओरिएंटेशन हे गला एंड नाउ यू कम अक्रॉस द टॉपिक्स दे आर इन द कोर्स the highlight part the important aspects so that you will now it will create interest among you to go through the टॉपिक सेति पे हम जते भलरे एटी ओरिएंटेशन ता करदा त मु सेति की इजी हबो बिकॉज़ गोटे क्लास रे आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट इन माय क्लास आई विल डिस्कस 2 यूनिट्स एंड यू ऑल विल अंडरस्टैंड ऑल द थिंग्स डजंट हैपेंस इन द वे नी but जोटा basic point जोटा मु सांग सांग जोटा experience को touch कर that on the basis of that I am asking you question and you are answering me. But when you will go through the material, that material is self-explanatory. You can understand everything because their case studies are given, where examples are given, sample are given. Need survey कथा कहली, तमर sample टे अच्छी, you'll go through that. तमो कहली से जो what is need survey, how to conduct that. But a case study तीन चारटा दिया है ची. You'll read that, you'll compare that, you'll get understanding about that. So ये भले self-explanatory है ची कि नहीं. Then self-directing and self-motivating. ଯେମିତି କି ମୁଭି ଦେଖୁଛେ, when you are watching the movies, ଏଇ scene ପରେ କ'ଣ ଆସିବ, what will come next, what will come next, how it is directing, ଏଇ direction ଯାଉଛି, ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ expect କରୁଛେ ୟା ପରେ ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ହବ. Yes, we are deciding the direction before watching the next scene. ଏଇଟା ୟା ପରେ ହେଇଥିବ, because ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଭଲସେ ବୁଝିଲେଣି, ଆମ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜେନେରେଟ ହେଲାଣି, ଏ ଷ୍ଟୋରୀଟା ବୋଧେ ଏୟା ହିଁ ଅଛି. ସେଇ ଭଳି ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ମଧ୍ୟ ରହିବା ଦରକାର, so that the content should be self directing and self motivating. ଓ ଏଇଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥିବ, ଦେଖିବା ପଢିବା ତାପରେ ଏଇଟା ଅଛି କି ନାହିଁ, ଓ ଏଇଟା କ'ଣ ଦେଇଛି ଗୋଟେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ, ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ମିଡିୟମ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ, ଆଗକୁ କିଛି ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଅଛି କି, କ'ଣ କ'ଣ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି, ଯୋଉ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି ସେଟା କେମିତି ମୋର ଅଛି ବହିରେ, ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ପୁଣି କମ୍ପେୟାର କରୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଥିଲା, ଗୋଟେ ଇଲଷ୍ଟ୍ରେସନ ଥିଲା, ସେ ସବୁ ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି. ସୋ ଏଇଭଳିଆ ଗୋଟେ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲଟା ହବା ଦରକାର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ କଥା କହୁଛେ. ଦେନ୍ ସାଇଜ, ବହୁତ କେତେ ସାଇଜ, ବହୁତ କମ ଲେଖା ହେଲେ ବି ବୁଝିବା କଷ୍ଟ, ବହୁତ ଅଧିକ ଲେଖା ହେଇଗଲେ ବି ଆମେ ପଢିପାରିବାନି. ବଟ୍ ଇଟ୍ସ ସାଇଜ, how it is interesting, ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ କେତେ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡାକୁ ଇନକର୍ପୋରେଟ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, କୋଉଠି ଇମେଜ ଦେବାକୁ ପଡିବ, କୋଉଠି ଟେବୁଲ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, କୋଉଠି ଫ୍ଲୋ ଚାର୍ଟ, somewhere we have to use some questions, thought provoking questions, some activities. So many things we have to incorporate on the basis of the need and interest of the learner. Again, I'm linking with the survey. From the survey, they have observed, they have understood about you. So on the basis of that, then I also present context on demand asuchi, on the basis of that they are incorporating different components into the material. Then scope for interaction. Yes, if I'll read the case study and after that one question is there and I have to answer that, then this is interaction. Because if I'll go through by reading and reading, no questions are there, so I don't know to what extent I have understood. But suppose in between that one question, reflection question is there, one thought provoking question is there, one case study is given, now I have to read the case study and I have to answer the question, then these things are creating scope for interaction. On that day, in the last class, I have shown you 4 images that is there in your book. Definitely that created an interaction. Yes, this image is related to behaviorism, constructivism, or cognitivism. That means you are thinking about the theories and you are linking that with the image. That means you are interacting. So is the self-learning material, scopes are there in the self-learning material or not? Then scope for adult learning. I'm not a kid, I'm not a child, I'm adult. So my learning process is different from the learning process the child adopts. So is there any scope for adult learning or not? Then scope for practice, questions, what I told, some activities, some kind of multiple choice activities, some creative writing based activities, or some kind of things are there what I have to do and then I have to practice. The scope for learning, yes, definitely when I'm going through all these things, then I'm learning. If not, if I have done a lot of work like this, I have interacted, I have practiced, I have gone through the material, but I have not learned, that means there is lack of scope for learning. Then self-assessment, whatever I have gone through, I know the objective from the beginning, so now I'm assessing myself, am I able to connect with the learning, I am able to connect with the content that is there in the self-learning material, and I attended the objective stated in the material. So I'm assessing myself. Where is my label? Where I am now? Then personal touch. That means I have some kind of bonding. Yes, I like it. I like this material. And if the teacher, suppose I am discussing with you, then you are liking that. I'm thinking of you now. ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଛି ତମେ କେମିତି ବୁଝିପାରିବ କ'ଣ କୋଉ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲଟା ଦେଲେ ତମେ ବୁଝିପାରିବ ସେମିତି ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ବି କେତେ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେଇଛି because through that the material want to connect with you personal touch ରହୁଛି ଗୋଟେ ହଁ ଏଇ ଲେବୁଲକୁ ଗଲେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ ବା ମୁଁ ତମ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ବୁଝୁଛି yes bilingual ହେବି ଏଇ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲଟା ଦେବି ଏଇଭଳିଆ familiarize କରିବି so it will be helpful for you. So this is your personal touch. Then define objectives. Objective clear thibo. Ensure quality of the print material is very much important self learning material because if the quality is not good we will not go through it will not hold our interest. Quality not only the paper quality. Yes that is one gote tar outlook thibo paper bhalo thibo book ta dekhile padhiya ku ichha hotibo feasible thibo letter fetter sabu dृष्टि रे हम देखुचे ठीक ठाक अछि then eta हमको attract करियो. And second thing जो ढंगरे लेखा है the writing style, the text, the grammar, the sentences, the images, the questions, all the things should question have given but the questions are not so interesting. क्वेश्चन दबा सेक रे हमें क्वेश्चन दबानी इंटरैक्शन करबा सेक रे इंटरैक्टिव क्वेश्चन दबानी इट शुड बी क्वालिटेटिव क्वालिटी हमें मेंटेन करबा दरकार. Then communicate effectively. Communicate is not always verbally. I mean, we discussion this is one kind of communication. Other and when you are also reading the books, you are also communicating with the print medium. You are also communicating with that. So the communication should be good with the material so that you can understand the things. Then copyright. यूनिकनेस रहिबा दरकार नोवेलिटी रहिबा दरकार ओरिजिनालिटी रहिबा दरकार जस्ट कोठो आनी के कॉपी पेस्ट करके तैयारी करबा दरकार ओन आइडिया को ऑर्गेनाइज करबा दरकार. एंड फॉर्मेटिव इवैल्यूएशन सेल्फ असेसमेंट हैला मटेरियल जतल डेवलप करे जे सेथिरे मध्ये चिंता कराई छि कि पिला केते बुझिला हमें केमति ताको फॉर्मेटिव इवैल्यूएशन करि परिबा सेथि पे जते सब क्वेश्चन रही छि जहा रही छि दिस इज फॉर योर फॉर्मेटिव evaluation. Self assessment you can assess yourself by setting standards for you and formative evaluation for that after a major teaching point some questions are there some activities that are there to be performed by you tume karibani that is different thing but you all should try the activities and the questions given for you because that will help you to know what you have understood and what more you want. Okay, so these are the self-learning material nature we can say. So access device self-learning material देखे थी जो हम discussion कर ले for learning, explaining, clear objective, content clear and correct, structured, interesting, access device, self-assessment, interactive, personal touch. So software, soft copy, hard copy, both we have. The self-learning material we have. The book is the size of the book is like that. Yes, it will hold our interest to cover the contents. It has the objective at the beginning. The course outline has been given at the beginning. At the end, course summary are there. In between that, the content are discussed in a sequence from broad to specific, simple to complex, known to unknown, known to unknown. Then during the thing, to hold, as it is a self-learning material, it connects with to connect with the material. It should be interesting. It should be self-directing, self-motivating, self-explanatory. Question must be there for evaluation. Then instructional approaches should be followed. Co-approach they can the somewhere case studies are given, all the things are given. So these are the characteristics of the self-learning material or the print material. Access device meaning in which way we are accessing that. If a print material, then that is the self-learning material. Then parts of self-learning material. बुझीगले ता characteristics ता तीनटा part था. Go through the self-learning material you have and you tell me. You take one content and you tell me what is the structure of that content. Then I will tell you what is the first part, what is the middle part, and what is the end part. So I think 4 to 5 students are there. So one by one you tell me first part, what it covers, what you think, what it covers. First part रे कौन cover होतुवा? What do you think? You go through the self-learning material you have with you. Go through the material.
Serial number.
Okay, first content धरिले गोटे suppose unit 1, unit 2 धरले एबे or unit yes, unit 3. Okay, first कौन अछि? What is given? Suppose गोटे courseware गोटे block को धर किंबा गोटे content को भी धरले चढ़िबो. Suppose block 2 unit 3. Okay, you tell me now. तीनटा part अछि तारा. First part, middle part, end part. You tell me now. What covers the first part?
Ma'am, in the first part, there is the name of the unit and the introduction, objectives,
Structure.
and
Yes, yes.
structure. Yes, ma'am. Structure is
Content to
there.
be covered, introduction, and the object. Anyone, any other who want to add to that, or any point you want to delete from that? Se कहले first part, name of the title is there, the content structure is there, introduction introduction about the content is there, and also objectives are stated. Any other person wants to add or delete from this? Are you all agree with this? I think all are agree with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. Then what about the middle part? What do you think? You can go through the print material you have. तुम देखो से बोइटा को जोड़ा तुम पकड़ा अच्छी. You go through the print material and you tell me what things comes under in the middle part. It will help you when you write the examination and also in future when you create the courseware. These things we almost know. Okay. What is there in the middle part?
Yes, ma'am. In the middle part, there are some pedagogic elements like question, dialogues with learners, exercises, devices for checking progress, etc.
Okay, contents and subcontents are described by using some pedagogical approaches and materials are used, case studies are there, questions are there, images are there, isn't it? Okay, thank you. And end part? At the end, what is
In
there?
the end part,
Lesson is there.
Yes, gist. Okay, summary. Okay, then?
ma'am, unit and exercises are there, glossaries are there,
Yes.
hints
Reference
are
is
there,
there. Yes,
reference is there.
references
Yes,
are
ma'am.
given and answer to the question that is there inside the text, that formative question that was asked also, it is there. So you see this. Okay. So first, title, number of serial number of the title, then structure of the unit, then introduction and objectives. It comes to the first part. It is now clear to all of you. Tom pakhare print medium achi, so you can refer that. No need to discuss more because what is there, you have that. The outline that diya higala. Introduction in one paragraph or 2 to 3 paragraph to just give an idea about the content and why they are given to you in this part. ତାକୁ ଖାଲି introduce କରିଛି and objective for both the ଆମେ ବି ଯିଏ ବି ପଢିବ ତାକୁ ସେ objective ଟାକୁ ବୁଝିପାରିବ. Okay. Middle part is the main body part. There the contents are organized. They are divided into contents and subcontents. Section wise the 3.4 in the 3.1.1 3.1 the point and sub points but ame kahba jemti sex content and sub content, you can say that what a major content is like sub content be asibo सब पॉइंट्स आसीबो से हिसाब तक ऑर्गेनाइज करा जायछि it follows some pedagogical approaches for that question dialogues exercise checklist examples illustrations samples case studies all these things are given for your clarification so that things are organized properly in the middle part so this is the important part middle part but to give an outline of that to give a clarity about that first part is very important then the end part it gives a summary exercise hints or clue to check your progress the question that was asked before the answers are here yes you can check your progress yes we know that yes we have answered like this but the answer is this then models, no, sorry, clues, then glossary. Some terms are specific to some subjects, so that terms, when it is used here, what is the exact meaning, how, why it is used. That academic language, that academic word should be understood by all. Then references and list of suggested reading books. Suppose you want to know more about this, then the reference you can follow to get a detailed idea about the points. Then writing style for the web. Suppose it is a print medium. Suppose we are writing and we are writing for the web or to make it available for the student in the web. Then what to do? Present course material in the web page. Like this way, all the steps will follow. But now we'll present course materials in the web page. Send course material as downloadable files like those available in IGNOS, eGanocos. Suppose we have the print material, but now we want to make it to available in the web. Then that material we have to present in the web. Then these through discussion using online conferencing. So if web we can arrange some online conference like this and we can follow the material from the web. Then now we have developed then word processing and editing before printing the material it is a print material so before printing that we need to edit we need to format that material suppose you can refer your print material देखो ଗୋଟେ ସାଇଡ୍ ରୁ କେତିକି ତାର କଲମ ଛଡା ହେଇଛି डिजाइनिंग माने गोटे देखियो केती बॉर्डर छड़ा ହେଇଛି କେମିତି ୟୁନିଟ୍ ଗୁଡାକ ଆରେଞ୍ଜ କରାଯାଇଛି କେମିତି ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ରହିଛି କେମିତି ବୁଲେଟିଂ କରାଯାଇଛି କେମିତି ହେଡିଂ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି କେମିତି ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫିଂ କରାଯାଇଛି କୋଉଠି ଚେକ୍ ୟୋର ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରେସଟା କେମିତି ବକ୍ସ ଭିତରେ ଅଛି ହାଉ ଦ ଇମେଜେସ୍ ଆର୍ ପ୍ଲେସ୍ଡ ହାଉ ଦ ପଏଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଆର୍ ହାଇଲାଇଟେଡ୍ ହାଉ one section is different from another section how the sub points are organized how the self learning suppose some tables are there and you need to feel that during the when you will read that then what kind of scope are there how it is organized all the things where italic is required where bold word is required and where to bulleting the points where to writing in paragraph where to give the references all these things are checked these are edited and these are confirmed before printing the material so we have created the material after that we'll go for editing formatting then we will save the material then to to maintain the structure you can make it pdf before printing it and we can check it again all the things are in the right way or not then we can give for print okay so this is all about your uh, print medium courseware I think I find it is helpful for you am I sure
Yes, ma'am.
okay so near about 2 hours we have discussed regarding two unit one is how to design a courseware then what are the steps to be undertaken or what are the steps to be followed when you will design the print medium so these are the points we should keep in our mind while we are going or while we are designing the courseware for any kind of medium, that is print medium or audio medium or video medium. Okay, so the basic, the second unit we have discussed first, that is most important thing, that because that gives a basic idea regarding the print materials. And after that, when we are going for specific kind of medium, then we should follow some kind of guideline for that particular medium, because print medium is different from audio medium. And audio medium, it is ICT based, but it is also different from video medium. So all the medium has its uniqueness, and we must understood what is the uniqueness of that kind of medium. Suppose we have discussed about print medium, definitely that will different from the medium video medium. What kind of scope we cannot assess, we cannot access in print medium, that benefit we will get in the video medium. So the basic course designing we have understood. Now we will apply the learning to different contexts like print medium, video medium, and audio medium. Okay, we have completed the print medium. In next class, we'll discuss about the video medium and audio medium. Any doubt? Any doubt you have? Any feedback? Any reflection of my class?
Ma'am, I would like to thank that you have taken this class very nicely, and you also to give us the advice how you can write the answers in the exams, and you have also pointed out the topic very nicely, and we also get valuable information from the beginning. I will say that you have just go through the topic very nicely, that are very organized manner, and it is also the just foundation for this class, that as you given us the idea that before going to class we have to know the objectives. That means you have also covered the objectives very nicely, that we just grabs our attention towards the topic, and then you just discuss the topic very nicely with very good examples also. And after that, you also in the second part, you have also told us about media and printed materials that are so important for us, that we are from the ODL program mode, that we have to read it ourselves, and we have to go through our self-study material that are very much important for us. So you just give us the idea, and how we can get the very nice information from our study materials, and it is for our course, and it is for IGNO especially.